everyone, it's Jordan. Today I'll be talking about my favorite books of 2023. I cannot believe it's almost the end of 2023 already. I've read almost 80 books this year, and I haven't read that many books since 2018 when I was in college, and it's just mind-blowing that I haven't been in college for a few years and I've read that many. I'm just in shock, and I honestly think reading some mangas this year and other and graphic novels, and I'm just, this video is also very, it's always the hardest video to film just because I don't know what books are my favorites other than some of the ones that are very obvious, but I've managed to narrow down to 10 books that are my favorites this year. But yeah, let's get to my favorite books of the year. So coming in at number 10 of my favorite books of the year is The Mystic School of Musicraft by Jessica Corey. This is a middle grade book that tells a story about a girl who wants to go into a magic school that you use instruments to use spells and stuff, and I just love this book so much. I know I've read another middle grade by her, which is Skyborn, but it's set in a different world, and I had trouble picking between the two of them, but this one just came to the top just because I love the characters, I really like the world, and I think this is only a duology, so I recently got the sequel, so hopefully I'll get to it as soon as possible. But yeah, this one is definitely some of my top books that I've read this year. So coming at number 9 of my favorite books of the year is Always Never Yours by Emily Wibberley and Austin Statement-Brokaw. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but it's about a girl who thinks that she's found her true love, except the guys end up dating someone else after they dated her and all that, and then she meets the guy who is playing the opposite of her since their school is doing a play of Romeo and Juliet, and I just couldn't stop laughing with this book. It's just so funny. I love Owen and I love Megan, and I know that the author duos have written more books that are like Shakespeare retellings, as well as adult romance books that I'm really interested in reading, and anything Shakespeare is always that I couldn't help but want to read, and I'm just glad that I read this just because of I heard about it from Haley from Haley and Bookland, and I know I want to read more books by these authors and they grab my interest. But yeah, I am just so happy that I got to read it, and it became one of my favorites this year. Coming in at number 8 is Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. This is a Cinderella retelling that's with one of her stepsisters' perspective, and I just really love this book. I couldn't put it down. I think I've read this for a 48-hour readathon, and I'm not sure if it was, no, it wasn't Mini Star Hop, that was Always Never Yours when I read it, but I think it's the 48 hours readathon that I did on my own, and boy, I really enjoyed this one. I really liked the characters, and I really liked a different take on the story of Cinderella, and yeah, and I know that Jennifer Donnelly has written other fairy tale retellings. I know she written one about Snow White, I think, and then the one that's coming out next year is a Beauty and Beast retelling, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, anyways, I'm just glad that I've read another book by her and enjoyed another fairy tale retelling. And the next book that, coming on number 7? Yeah, number 7 on this list is The Lion of the Deep by Diana Urban. This is a YA mystery book that takes place in a cruise ship, and I am just really shocked on how much I like this one. I've read almost every single one of her books since her debut, and I don't know which one of these are my favorites, and I think all of them are just unique in different ways, and I'm just really happy I got to read this one. And I don't know why, I just don't know if there's a lot of mystery books that takes place in a cruise ship, but I'm pretty sure there is, but this is the first one for me, and I'm just really glad that I read this one because I have always liked the characters, and I really like the mysteries, like couldn't put it down kind of thing, like her other books. And yeah, and I know she has another one coming out next year that's one of my most anticipated releases of next year because it's a murder mystery that takes place in Paris, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I am not surprised that Diana Urban's another Diana Urban's books end up on my favorites list. Coming at number 6 on this list is Get a Life of Chloe Brown by Talia Hepburn. This is about a girl who has a list of things that she wants to do to, like, saying that, like a Get a Life list, and then she meets a motorcyclist, and it's pretty much from what I remember from reading this book, and I really enjoyed this one as well. I love Chloe, I love Red, and I love her family, and I know that in the series you get to see each of the Brown sisters' stories. And the first one is obviously about Chloe, and the second one's about Danny, and the last one is about, oh gosh, what was the third sister's name? Dang it, I am so bad at this, and I think Eve, that's it. So yeah, I'm excited to continue on with the series to see where it goes with her other sisters, but yeah, I also really liked the mental health representation in here as well, and yeah, I just can't wait to continue on with the series, and yeah, I just love Chloe, and I love Red, and I just pretty much love everything about this book. Coming at number 5, favorite on the list is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thau. I think that's how it's pronounced, and I'm sorry about that. It's about a girl who has lost her boyfriend through a car accident, and she's just having trouble finding a way to grieve, and then somehow she ends up having a phone call from her boyfriend, and yeah, I just love this book. I almost cried when I've read this, because I think I've read this after my Nana passed away this year, and I just almost cried just because I'm reading a book about another character who's dealing with grief, and I just really liked it, and I just couldn't help put this on my favorites list just because I like the characters, and I love how the author has brought out how different ways people have grieved over someone, and I'm just really glad that I've read this book. I know I want to read another book by this author whenever that might be, and yeah, I just for a book that has helped me deal with grief, and I just couldn't help put this on this list just because, yeah, I'm just happy that I was reading a book about grief while I'm dealing with grieving, but yeah, I just love this book. That's all I've got to say. And coming out number 4, favorite book of the year is Undercover Bromance by Lyssa Kay Adams. This is the second book in the Bromance Book Club series. If you haven't read the first book is about a man who's struggling with his marriage, and he wants to find a way to prove that he doesn't, and his wife wants the divorce, but he didn't want a divorce, so he goes to his teammates. Then they created this book club where they read romance novels just to find ways to be a better, not only a better person, but be better in relationships. And I just love the first book so much that I just couldn't help but read this one, and I just love this as much as the first book. I know you follow Brayden, and I forgot the other main character's name, Liv. So yeah, I just really love these characters, and I really love this book as much as the first one, and I just can't wait to continue on with this series. But yeah, of course, no surprise there that this book has ended up on my top favorites list. Coming out number 3 favorite books of the year is Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. This is about a girl who's really done with relationships and just love in general, like no more romance novels, etc. And then she decided to take a dance class, and then she meets her dance partner that may end up having her change her mind about relationships in general. And I actually couldn't put this, I just really enjoyed this book. I think this is my favorite out of Nicola Yoon's books. I know it was The Sun Is Also Star, but this one is definitely my favorite out of it after I've read it, just because I really love the characters, and I just really like the story, and I just love these kind of stories that where a person just doesn't believe in being in a relationship, and then someone else comes along and tries to prove them wrong. And I just really love this book, and I just love the characters, and yeah, this became my favorite out of all the Nicola Yoon's books. So yeah, I just couldn't help but put this in my top 5. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this book so much. Coming in number 2 favorite book of the year is Capturing the Devil by Kerri Maniscalco, which is the final book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. And oh my gosh, if you haven't read Stalking Jack the Ripper is about a girl who's studying like dead bodies and disguising as a boy, and then the murder just happened, and she's trying to solve the murder and figuring out who Jack the Ripper is. And oh my gosh, I just love these I just love this series. I literally almost cried when I read this, and I'm just like, please don't make something happen to the main characters. I just love Audrey Rose, and I love Thomas so much, and I'm just like, please don't make something happen to them. I was literally this close to crying for real when I read this, because I rarely cried in books, but that almost made me teary-eyed, like close to teary-eyed. But I just so sad that the series has their story has come to an end, but I can't wait to read more of her books. I just love the characters that she created, and I just love this series so much. And yeah, I literally need to hug it, because I'm sad that their story is to an end, and I miss Audrey Rose and Thomas so already. But yeah, this book almost literally made me cry. But yeah, this is some of my favorite sequels to book series that I like. So yeah, this had to be in number 2. I just couldn't help but put this in number 2 just because of how I felt after I finished reading this book. Coming at number 1 favorite book of the year, and I'm pretty sure nobody is even surprised on this, which is Finchwell of the Pirate Queen by Tricia Levenseller. This is a kind of a third book in the series, but also kind of not. It's just a standalone story that's following one of the characters from Daughter of the Pirate King duology, and you follow Sorenda, who is her assassin, and she's assigned to create her own pirate coup. That's basically the synopsis of it, and I was just so happy to be back in this world. I just couldn't help putting this in number 1, because I missed the characters and I missed the world. So yeah, I had to put it at number 1. And yeah, in the thumbnail it did show the spray edges, so of course it's not that surprising that it became one of my favorite books of the year. So yeah, I just can't help myself. Tricia Levenseller is one of my favorite authors, and I know I've read Blade of Secrets this year, but it just didn't beat Finchwell of the Pirate Queen. So yeah, I am just so happy that I read this year, and I'm just so happy that I got back into the world, and I already missed the characters. It makes me want to reread the whole series. So yeah, this is my favorite book of the year. No surprise there. So that's all for my favorite books of 2023. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and comment down below what's your favorite books of the year, because I would like to know. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you'll be notified when I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!